Hey Flosstubers, this is Tori Mom. This is the video where I tell you where I've been and why I haven't posted. Some of you may know that I have not been on for about 2 months or so. My daughter just went to college at the beginning of September. We've made 2 trips to her and brought her home 2 times since. She lives 3 hours away from us and she does not drive. And the policy at the college is when you are a freshman, you're not even allowed to have a car there until winter break anyway. So we would have had to go get her anyway. But she's 3 hours away from us. So my best friend is away for now. The other thing that's been keeping me away is I am the full-time caretaker for my father-in-law. He's 83 and has had some medical adventures, if you will. And he's now on a rollator and is no longer able to drive. We've also had a physical therapist coming to the house to work with him so that he can get a little bit stronger after he fell in the bathroom. He is okay. Kind of scary moment there. We had to call 911 because I'm not able to pick him up off the ground. He's out of my weight class, if you will, and I'm pretty strong, but not that strong. Because he has no muscles to even help you get back up. So, but that has taken up a lot of my time, which is why I've been using it to stitch and post on Instagram versus trying to do a video. Because, for instance, this is probably the 5th time I've videoed this because I keep putting my fingers over the speaker and I'm muffled. So, let's start. This video is also about what I have finished this year, seeing it is the end of 2015. So this is the first one I finished. It is the poem by Jenny Joseph, When I Am Old, I Shall Wear Purple. I can't even say it. Shall wear purple. The border didn't take very long. It was the poem, and I'll be honest with you, I should have probably figured that out before I bought it, but I was determined to finish it this year. This was put out by Leisure Arts a long time ago, and I don't have the pattern in front of me, so I'm not really sure who the designer was, but it was a Leisure Art pattern. Okay, this one here is Forever Friends. It was a So Girly kit that I believe Leisure Arts put out. I could be wrong about that. I have a leaflet that has these little girls in it as well. I bought this one originally for my daughter to do, but she just never really got past I couldn't get her to stitch. I felt bad about that, but I was hoping she could move up someday to this one because she really liked it and she picked it out. I thought it looked like her. So, I finished it for her though. And I'm pretty pleased. I don't know what she wants to do with it now that it's done. We'll probably frame it, but there you go. Next one that I finished is by Sweetheart Tree. How Do I Love Thee? It is a sampler that they have on the little cards. It is not in a leaflet. I've had it for a while and apparently have stitched this before. I didn't realize that till after I stitched it and I was going through my past cross stitch goodie bag and I found it there. So I've actually done this one twice now, but I still like it. It's pretty. We're getting into Stitch Mania projects now. I didn't finish as many as I started, but I didn't really think I would. But this one is from the Bent Creek series, Walking in a Winter Snapperland. Each kit comes with a little, with a pattern, but it also comes with one of those little snaps. I know that there's an ice skater one, but I can't remember what the other ones are. But I like the horse on this one, so that's the one I bought. Okay, the next one I finished was this What's Cookin' kit. It was from the 90s, and I couldn't even begin to tell you who it was from. I don't have the packaging for it anymore, but it's a fully finished object. One of the few that I have this year. The next one I did was from Leisure Arts Cross Stitch magazine, and I can never remember which one they do, if it's just cross stitch or if it's the needlework one. Um, this one is designed by D. Morgan, but the needlework was adapted by Carol Emmer. And I finished this one during Stitch Mania as well. This one is an Elizabeth Allman design, variations on a theme. I used DMC variegated floss and I matched the beads. I don't know if you can see them very well. The beads up to the floss as best I could. I'm pretty pleased how that turned out. I do my black work more as backstitching, but I think for my purposes that it turned out pretty good. It was one of my favorite patterns this year, as you will see. Okay, this one is the Live Well, Laugh Often, Love Much Millennium Sampler that was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine in 1999. I couldn't tell you who the designer was. I'm very sorry. I changed it up just a little bit because I didn't want the word millennium to be bold like it was in the pattern. And where my initials are, there was something else there instead of the fish. But I'm pretty pleased how it turned out. The next one I finished, see, I told you you'd see that was one of my favorite patterns. Again, Elizabeth Allman, variations on the theme. I changed color of thread and stitch count. It is now on, I believe that's 14 count, and pink beads and pink variegated thread. Okay, our next fully finished object is Harvey the Owl. No, that's not what he was actually called. It was a kit that was put out, I believe, by DMC that you could get for $1 over at Walmart over the summer. He kind of caused me some fits. I'm not going to lie. He is off by a whole column. But I like how he turned out. And to be honest with you, if he was all the way over like he was supposed to be, I don't think he would have fit in the frame very well. But I'm pretty pleased how it turned out. Okay, if you've been watching any of my videos, she should look a little familiar. This is The Bride. It is originally painted by Sarah Moon, and Stony Creek put it out as a leaflet. Various things are different than it should be on this pattern, but it is the same colors and everything like that, but it's just supposed to be over 1 floss versus 2. But or two threads instead of 1 thread. But it's a normal 2 over 2 stitch. Did that make any sense? I'm sorry. My next finish is a kit that I could not even begin to tell you put it out to begin with. It is a fully finished object. I think I may have bought this for somebody at first, but I ended up keeping it and finishing it 10 years later. So, but I don't know, I like the lettuce and the pumpkins on this. I think it turned out really cute. Okay, this next one may look a little familiar. This is my first Heaven and Earth design that I've stitched. It is the Story Keep size. Anya Kay is the designer. The designer. And it is listed as the Evil Queen. We all know this is Maleficent. It just doesn't have that name because of copyright. And Disney would, I don't know, Disney probably wouldn't care, but because she painted it and she's done things for them, so, but I don't know. I think it's lovely, and she's my favorite villain, and I'm glad I stitched her. Next one is Teresa Winsler's Footprints in the Sand. Pretty pleased how this turned out. This was my first Teresa Winsler pattern. It took me 20 years to finish, and I think it's just gorgeous. Okay, this little beauty was designed by Elizabeth Foster, and it was in Just Cross Stitch magazine. I changed all the colors on it. It is one of 4 samplers. This is the summer version. I just didn't like the colors that they had originally, but I like the pattern itself. I thought it was a pretty pattern. So, okay, the next one I finished was the Amish Country Sampler by Originals by Jennifer. I think she might actually live in Berlin, Ohio. I'm not sure just because of the way the pattern is, but and I've never seen it anywhere else, and I know you can't find it online. So, and if anyone can tell me what is on the back of this woman, I just don't know. But that's how it was designed. Okay, this little snowman sampler was designed for Cedar Hill. I changed a little bit of colors in the hats, and I put the red on the broom instead. I think it was supposed to be gray, but I thought it needed to have red there because every broom like that I've ever seen has red in it. So this will be an ornament eventually. This one I have to share is this one. It is 4 different patterns. They're angels of the season. And I believe it was an American School of Needlework book that I got it from. I had the working copies. I gave the book away a long time ago. But it may have been like Angels Galore or 50 Angel Patterns or something like that. But either way, I changed a couple of their hair colors, the color of Autumn's dress, because it was supposed to be the same color as their flesh tone. And yeah, oh, and I added the verse at the bottom. So, but that is all I finished this year. I didn't think I did too bad. I wish I could have finished some of the bigger ones I'm working on now, but I wanted to get this up and say have a happy Christmas time and a happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate. Happy Kwanzaa if you celebrate. Thanks for stopping by.